You get 98 when you came to the Titans. What? First of all, tell me your draft experience, man. Because there was some you had told me a story about something with your foot at the combine.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I hurt my foot in the last game against Ohio State. So they told me I had a sprained ankle. Man, it's like 3 weeks later, I'm still limping. And I'm in Denver, Colorado, trying to get ready for the draft, but I'm still limping. We don't know why. And I get to the combine, and they told me I had a Liz Frank. I had never heard what it was or anything like that. And,
what is Liz Frank?
It's like when the top of your bone in between the toe and your big toe, like that stream, it just kind of splits. And there's nothing. Yeah, it's
no stability.
Yeah, there you go. And luckily, man, I never got surgery on it. It healed. Yeah, I never got surgery on it. It healed, and I was able to do pro day. And I was only able to run during pro day. And so it was time to do the DB drills. Herm was running the drills. First time I went to backpedal. Man, I went to plant. Foot gave out. I'm like, oh man. So now they already know I went to the combine, and so we're in the gym. I'm like, okay, I'll tell them I got a hurt ankle. So it's time to bench and do the vert stuff. I'm dunking. I'm not doing any of this other stuff, but I'm showing them that I could dunk. You know what I mean? I'm all right. It's my ankle. So Rich Sneed told me.
You trying to rig it up. Be like, look, I can't do this, but I could do that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So Rich Sneed told me he stood on the table. He stood on the table for me because they were asking about my foot when it was time to draft. He was like, I saw him dunking. I saw him.
That's why you and Rick, hey, yo, okay.
Remember
Rich
me
Sneed
and
was
Rick?
always cool, yeah, but I got it.
Cool,
got you.
That's it right there. We were always cool. I'm like, man, Rich, that's what's up, man. Because I never talked to they were the Oilers at the time.
Right.
Never talked to anybody from there. Nobody.
So, shoot, what was that like? Because you got here coming from Florida State, probably losing, how many games you lost in your whole career to come in here to now you're at Vanderbilt, in between. You don't know if you're the Oilers or the Titans. You don't know if you're Memphis or Tennessee or Houston. Come on, bro. What's up?
It didn't feel like the NFL. Like that, you know what I mean?
It wasn't the Jerry Maguire moment.
Yeah,
welcome to the NFL.
To them, it didn't. And then they would joke about it. They were like, it was way better at Florida State than this, huh? And I'm just happy to be there. And thinking back about it, man, we were in trailers. Yeah, like we were in I think that was Bellevue, something like that. They had us in damn trailers, man. Like every position room was in a trailer. And our home games were at Vanderbilt.
I went to my first Vanderbilt game a few weeks ago. I can't imagine a pro game being played there 25 years ago.
With the Tennessee Oilers, red, white, and blue. With the Tennessee Oilers, and I'm coming there with you.
That was Eddie's theme song?
With the Tennessee Oilers, red, white, and blue. With the Tennessee Oilers, gonna get all over you.
Man, that was the song. The stadium was so like quiet and so small. I know that song, man.
That's crazy.
And I think we went 8-8.
Hey, they say that's what Jeff Fisher used to do. Go 8-8.
Yeah. Bud Adams came out there when we changed to the Titans one day and was like, I'm tired of this 8-8 stuff. We knew what he was talking about, whatever. But Jeff had a hard job, man. Jeff had to go from Houston, where they know you're leaving, to Memphis, where you don't even live here. You just rent, you know what I mean? You're just here to be here. And then you got other teams coming, and they got more fans than you do. Can you imagine never having a home game? Like, we got to go to Memphis when we got a home game.
Wait,
and then
y'all went from Nashville to Memphis?
I was never there from Memphis. They went from Houston. They played in Memphis. They were playing at the Liberty Bowl.
Wow.
Yes. Then, all that while waiting for the stadium to be built. So once we became the Titans, man, it was that was different. That felt like the NFL, and I think that's why the season turned out how it did.
So yeah, let's great transition, Donob. First of all, hold up. How you got your nickname, Donob? If people don't know, I know only people close to you call you Donob. I know, but I want you to tell it, bro.
Nah, we're gonna keep it it's that right.
It's shaped like a doorknob.
There you go.
Hey, that's funny. And it's doorknob, it's not doorknob.
Right, it's doorknob. Yeah, you're right.
It's doorknob, it's not doorknob. You went 88, 98. So what was the standard to take y'all from 8 and 8 to the year that y'all had? Like, what was did the standard change, or just was it coming in, having your own facility, feeling like you're a team? Like, what was it? Or was it the freak?
I was about to say half of it was all the other stuff, and the other half was free. Like there's no doubt about it. It just came together, and like that dude, man, if that dude didn't get hurt, he was on the way to the Hall of Fame.
1,000,
without a doubt.
Yeah, you already know.
And yeah, like he came, and the NFL looked out for us. They gave us our first 2 games at home that year, and that's how I learned, like, how do you kind of project how you want the season to be. And Jeff was like, we need to win one of these 2 games, Jacksonville, San Fran. You know, Jacksonville, that was the team that year. And when we beat them, like, okay, we might be all right. And then we played the Rams, the greatest show on turf that year. And they were undefeated, and we beat them. We were like, oh, yeah, we pretty good. And hammered Jacksonville again when they came down there. So yeah, it just worked out for us, man. But that team wasn't better than the 2000s team, which is the crazy part. The 2000 team would destroy that 99 team. It's not even close. Everybody down there would tell you that. But that just goes to show you it's not, always about the best team.
Y'all was able to clip Jacksonville 3 times and, quite frankly, just have their number, man. Jacksonville ain't really never do nothing with us, with all due respect.
In the head, man, that can be like a real thing. And we matched up good with them. And the biggest thing is, like, we were one of the few teams, I think, that was able to kind of put 8 in the box to stop Fred, but still be able to kind of work with Jimmy Smith and just, take Keenan McCardle out of it. Wasn't a lot of teams that could do that. And offensively, Eddie would get off against them. Mac 9, bless his soul, would play well. And they just, I don't know, I think we were in their head. I think, we just had Jacksonville's number because I think they were better than the Rams. Like the 99 team, the greatest show on turf, I think had they played, I think Jacksonville would probably beat them because they could have scored with them.
One of the things you said about Jacksonville is how you were able to stop them, put 8 in the box, and then, Keenan McCardle and Jimmy Smith able to match up. I feel one of those reasons is because you always accepted the challenge of matching up against the number 1 wide receiver. That really goes overlooked, and it's really unheard of these days. And I got to give you your props because I know for a fact we were a man-to-man team, and even when they tried to put you on somebody else, you're like, nah, fuck that. I got Marv, I got Plex, I got whoever number 1 was, you accepted that challenge week in and week out. Sometimes you went out there even if you shouldn't have, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get that in your game, and where'd that necessarily come from? Because you see most people duck and smoke. You never duck smoke, you know what I'm saying?
That's all, man. That's all Jerry Gray, man. That's all from Jerry Gray and Greg. Greg used to say he would coast. You know what I mean? I'd be out there coasting, but he's like, if you put his ass in the fire and he's got to play, and he don't want to look bad, so you know what's gonna happen. And Jerry just stayed on me. We played the Ravens and Priest Holmes. We had no fucking idea who Priest Holmes was, and Priest Holmes came out there and just like ran all over us. And Denard Walker had a bad game. I didn't get one pass thrown my way, like nothing. I honestly feel like, man, if they're paying you for that, and like in order for you all to win, like you need to take this receiver, like to contain him or whatever, you should want that shit, man. Like that's That's what you should want. I'm not saying everybody should be following people around because it's not for everybody. But I feel like if you want your team to win and like you need to guard this guy, then you need to go follow him. And then it became like expectation. Like, I go in there
Yeah.
on Wednesday. I already know who I'm covering.
Yeah. I remember those meetings, man, because, like you say, you already know who you're covering. And then, a lot of the times in football, if you get the one-on-one matchup, the other guy usually gets the opportunities for the interceptions and make the plays and all that. But can't say that much. Can't say that for you because, man, you got interceptions. You got over 31 picks. So I also hear, when corners play man-to-man, it takes away their opportunities to make plays and interceptions. You were able to do that. So how is that true?
Well, I mean, I got a lot of those. The early part in the slot, I played in the slot also, so it got.
You got to be able to catch though, yo. So a lot of DBs can't catch.
It's most of the time it's gonna come on deep balls, man. Like, if being head up 1-on-1, that's probably the most opportunities you get man-to-man wise to pick deep ball or just studying film, man. Like learning from Jerry Gray, 2x2, 2-minute drill. And they ran a screen and draw, and the quarterback comes under center. It's 3-step. It's going to be, a slant or a quick out, like 2x1. I'm like trips wide to the field. One is flip. It's going to be dagger.
Formation recognition.
Football on chain. So I think also you got to make it easier on yourself. Like, okay, they call you a bump and run corner or whatever. You don't got to go in there and fucking try and bump and run DK Metcalf or you know what I mean, like a Megatron or something like that. No, like just play football.
So we played in the small market. You went to one Pro Bowl. I went to one Pro Bowl. You go look up some stats. It's way different. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's nothing we could do about that. But the small market is a thing. So how do you think that affected your career early than when you went to, obviously, Baltimore? It's not a bigger market, but it's bigger than Tennessee.
Yeah, it was. You had to do more, man. Like, really, at that time, because I came in the league with Woodson and Pat Surtain. We're in the same draft. Ty Law was already in the league. Aaron Glenn is already in the league. Sean Springs, Sam Madison. So, like, I mean, you got to try and fit in there somehow. And then you got McAllister, like, coming right behind us. And then they traded Champ Bailey to the AFC. You know what I mean? So, really, it is what it is. Basically, we're trying to get a spot back then. Now, had I been on another team and, no knock against the Titans or whatever, another market, then, yeah, I probably would have gotten more. But you got to remember also on our team, they pushed Eddie and Steve as they rightfully should have. Right. That's who the focus was on. Even though we were a defensive team, they got the focus. Hey, I'm gonna say this though. So before we even get out there, I feel like people now around don't see me as a Titan. It's almost like they just know Ravens because that was the last thing they saw. But I'm like, no, I love my time with the Ravens, and like it's a dope franchise from the owner, head coach, Ozzie, everybody. But like, I'm a Titan. You know what I mean? That's why I made my bones. That's what, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a Titan. I can't root for him right now because I don't know what the product is, and the Ravens got Lamar. The Ravens
wait. You're a Titan, but you can't root for them. But they got Lamar, King Henry, all that. So you kind of are playing both sides. They playing, you cosplaying.
They still sending you stuff like this, man. Brick by brick, man.
Nah, I ain't getting none of that, bro. Titans ain't doing that. Hey, Tennessee, man, we got to do better, man.
That's what I'm like. We got
to do better, man. Hey, look, once a giant, always a giant. I'm sure if I went back over there, they show me some love. You know what I mean? They like what I realize is like organizations like, they see you as the player that used to kill them or have good games against them, and then they get you in their building, they get to know you, they meet you as a person, meet your family, really and they appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's where that Ravens love. We earn that. You earn that. So Titans, look, we gotta do better, man. You heard Samari say it right here on Bullseye View. He is a Titan, but he be getting all these gifts and shit from the Ravens.
Yeah.
Podcasting for the masses, and I'm coming correct.